On August the 9th, 2025, I had the chance to watch and be part of the London African Fashion Show, which took place at Space House in London. I was there from the start of the day before the public arrived, and I was there to listen, observe, talk to others, help with smaller brands, and familiarise myself with the space before the catwalks started later on that day. One of the most unexpected moments was actually meeting a designer called Mankamen, who was the brains behind Mackenzie Creations, and we bumped into each other backstage when some of the models were preparing for their next catwalk, and I had been helping out, providing them with emotional support, speaking to some of them and helping them get in and out of their outfit changes without ruining their hair. I and Mankamen had bonded previously on social media on some of her beautiful crochet designs. She later shared her own journey and her own travels around what shaped her designs. I and Mankamen actually met up after the African Fashion Show, and I was gladly surprised to hear that she'd actually spent time in Algeria, which is in North Africa, which is where my dad is actually from. And that brief exchange actually reminded me that my roots, even if they're not always visible in African shows such as this, they still do exist in these spaces. I went away thinking more broadly about North Africa, how it has often been underrepresented in Pan-African fashion shows, which does tend to be more boldly focused on West and Central Africa. I have noticed that there are designers and models from Algeria or even places like Morocco, Tunisia and Egypt, and they are slowly pushing for more inclusion. But with Algeria Fashion Week fast approaching, these moments actually left me deeply thinking about representation and who gets to be seen. I did see some really awesome influence of some subtleties of North African influence in some of the designers' clothing that only fueled my curiosity and my desire to change. So this reel doesn't capture everything that happened during the African Fashion Show, but I'm definitely trying to share something, including the movement, the mood, the models, and what was happening in between the catwalk backstage, which was the reason why I was there. So yeah, this is the African Fashion Week, or African Fashion Show seen through my eyes. I'm Sophia, I'm an emerging model. I have a visible difference. My background is in advocacy in the health industry, and now I'm using my lived experience, my story, to spark change, curiosity, and be part of the solution rather than the problem. So if you've liked what you've seen and you'd love to connect, I'd love to hear from you.